Welcome to the Homeschool Paradigm Podcast, where we toss stress out of your homeschool. I'm Tarun. This is my darling, beautiful wife, Rachel.
Hello.
And her, say that again.
Hello.
There we go. And her wonderful mother, Angela.
Hello.
All right, I'll hand it off to Angela.
We have Tarun here today.
Hello.
Where normally I feel like we have Sarah. You're like Sarah's replacement today.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, Mom, you're gonna introduce the topic.
Yep, I was thinking a couple weeks ago about what problems are solved by just sitting there. You know, I like to say just sit there, even though I actually mean doing more than sitting there when you're with your kids. And as I was thinking about those, I'm visiting Rachel and Tarun. So Tarun came home from work yesterday and told us a story, and I was like, oh, you have to tell it on the podcast because it's perfect for homeschool. So he's going to tell us a little bit.
Yeah, I'm working on this big project right now, and our company's hired a few contractors to come and help us with building this manufacturing line. And we have about 3 of them, and they're helping us out. And they pretty much they take directions from myself and one of my colleagues, and if we don't give them enough directions, they I guess they just don't know what to do. But anywho, well, anyway, these guys are really, really, really expensive, so you want to keep them busy, like at all times. My colleague and I, before they got here, we had tons of work for them, but once they came, they ate it real fast. They burned through it in like 1 or 2 days, to the point where we were struggling to come up with tasks for them. We reached this point where like we're struggling to give them tasks fast enough to them consuming it, but then after some time we'd come back and we'd realize that some of the tasks needs a little bit of adjustment or rework and stuff like that, which is considered a waste. It just felt like that they needed a bit of supervision, I suppose, but
a little more guidance or
yeah they did. And we were caught in this kind of cycle where like they're asking us for work, and the moment we give it to them, they finish it, and then when we check it, it would need rework, and it was just this really slow, wasteful process. And then finally there was a specific task that was pretty much, I don't know, I guess you'd call it the straw on the camel's back or whatever, like before it broke. I don't know how that expression goes. Yeah, that thing. Whatever, the camel broke its back. But yeah, I walked there, and they just didn't seem to have much work, is what they told me. So I just took my desk from the office and moved it to the shop floor, and I just put it right there in front of them. And things kind of changed a bunch at that point. They never had any free time. Let's just say that. But it wasn't that I was micromanaging them or making them like just like cracking a whip or anything like that. It was just that like I could observe what they were doing and give them work. I'd always get work ready, and I tell them like, hey, once you've done your task, you can just come over and grab the next task. And while watching them as they work, I was able to make minor corrections to what they were doing. It saves us a lot of rework down the line. So, we were able to like save ourselves a lot of time. I'd watch them work, well, not like a hawk, but like, I'd kind of like pay attention to what they were doing. I could give them minor corrections, guidance, all that kind of stuff. And it also opened up conversation between us, because initially with me and my colleague in the office, they didn't really want to like go in there and talk to us, so they'd try their best with their task, finish it up without disturbing us if possible, and then we'd come around later
and wonder what to do next.
Yeah, and wonder what to do next. And later me and my colleague would come with and yeah, we'd there'd be some rework, but me being there kind of opened up conversation between us. It was pretty nice. I had a relationship with them. Like, it was nice. They were more open to me about like
I feel
what
like
they
it
thought.
sounded like they trust you more.
Yeah,
I mean, if trust is the word,
I wouldn't. I mean, like.
like maybe trust you not to get upset with them, or
Yeah, I
don't
would
know.
say that.
Yeah.
That would be the main thing, because they were definitely a bit more. They actually told me their opinions about certain tasks or the way I wanted to do certain tasks, which didn't really happen before, which was nice because, like,
That sounds like trust.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like I think they felt safe. I'd say that's a better word. Like safe to like
Yeah.
let me know. Initially when I wasn't around that much, I'd just pop in there and like I'd tell them how I'd want something done, and then they'd be like, yes, of course, whatever. But now they actually like there's a bit of pushback, which I appreciate because that means that they're like actively engaged in the task, and I don't know, they're okay with giving me their opinions, and I don't know, they've done the hands-on work a lot more than I have. So honestly, they do have really good suggestions. So yeah, I know that's kind of like what was happening.
So for that, like, because we were gonna talk about like what problems it solved. Like that was a lot of things it did better. But what do you feel like were the problems beforehand that was solving?
Or I can go through my list and see if there's similar things to homeschool problems that are solved.
Yeah, sure.
By partnering. So one thing I put was daydreaming.
Oh yeah, I do that
they're
often.
Less likely. Not you.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry.
Which I mean, so kids daydreaming or just whatever, putting their mind on something else or kind of not knowing what to do next.
They don't daydream, but they like.
It's
they
similar
chill
to,
a little bit.
Yeah.
They take it easy a little bit, which is okay. But at the same time, like you don't need 3 people to do one. Like I don't know. It's just like while I'm there, they know that it doesn't take 3 people to do a 1-person task kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and that's kind of similar. Like just fiddling around with the work, like maybe not concentrating or not trying to actually do it or just messing around. A lot of homeschool moms are like, it takes them hours to do whatever they give them to do, and you know, I found that time was reduced a lot when I was
I agree, because like I'd give them a task, and I mean initially when I was not there, since I'm not right there in front of them, I would also like my attention would not exactly be there, right? Because I'm like working on something else now.
Right.
But while I'm over there, I'm also working on other stuff, but they're in front of me. So after a certain amount of time, I'd actually like go over and see what's going on and like try to non-intrusively ask them how's it coming along, like everything good, and they would show me their progress and stuff. But I do feel like that does make them hurry up a little bit
or focus, even just focus on it.
I guess focus, but I don't know, I would say more like it felt like they worked with a sense of urgency. That's what I would say.
Like they're actually trying to get it done.
Yeah.
Fiddling around. Yeah.
Maybe like consistent.
Yeah, it was.
Well, and it doesn't directly parallel to homeschool. I don't necessarily want the kids to feel urgent, but I would like them to focus. So,
I mean, like I would think that when we have kids, that I don't know, while we're teaching them, I don't know how you feel, sweetheart, but like anyway, while we're teaching them, I would think that when they were doing their homework, they're like trying to do it also with a sense of urgency, not like fast, but not
like this is what you're doing right now.
Yeah, like I want them to like do the math problem, not draw a ladybug or something. I don't know. Like,
like
sometimes
focus.
They might be drawing ladybugs, Tarun.
Yeah, sure.
Tarun is very focused.
Yeah, sure.
Let's see. Other problems I would say that I have on my little list that are solved by being there and being partnered is fighting with siblings. But I bet you though with you there, they might even work together better because you're bringing a sense of teamwork into the room. Because you're not some guy, you're not the manager in the office over there on the other side of the playing field, right? You're just right in there with them and you're on their team. And so it makes them feel like, I mean, if they're like young humans, you know, Rachel and I have talked about this on the podcast before. I think that it felt they learned how to be on each other's teams as siblings because that's what I was doing with them.
Well, I felt like I wouldn't say that they were feeling like they were more, working together as a team, sort of, because, like I said, these guys were pretty tight. But I would say that they did feel more like they were part of a project because I was around and actually actively engaging with them. Because when I'm not there, or if a parent isn't there, their kids, or a supervisor's not there or whatever, I mean, that person is pretty much like a symbol. I don't know. He's not there, man. He's just like some.
Oh, right.
Like
yeah.
like you feel like a mushroom.
It's
you know,
not one
you're
of
just
you.
working in the dark. Like
Yeah, like the person in charge, if you want to call it in charge, is not one of you.
Yeah, and you don't exactly feel like you're how do I say? You can work in a company, and I think you can be there working for yourself, which everyone should, like 100%. But you can be there working for yourself and not feel like or care that you're contributing to a bigger picture. Okay, that's
right.
That's one way to do it, and the other way is you could be there, and you could be working for yourself as well as feel like you're contributing to a bigger picture. Right, because you know what's going on. You're actively engaged with all the other cogs in the machine. You know, like what your contribution is and all that kind of stuff.
Well, you don't feel isolated.
Yeah.
Either.
Yeah. Like I said before, you don't feel like a mushroom in the dark.
Yeah, like I did feel like that. Just made me think of like times when you would sit with us or not sit with us or not be able to. It would be like, I don't know, when you were there, then I thought of it like I wanted to do well, as if like it was a whole environment. Like it was our whole homeschool, and I wanted to like be a part of like making it good because it was like also something you were doing.
Yeah.
But if it was just like I was doing schoolwork on my own, then it was kind of, there was no outside motivation. Like I would care about like that something you were doing was going well. And homeschool was something you were doing also. So at those times when you were there and I felt like you were doing it, then I'd have extra motivation just for it to go well. Kind of like Tarun was saying, like that being part of a team, it feels more like.
Yeah, you're not just like, I don't know, if you're just doing a job alone, isolated. I think people and humans are just social, and if you like leave them alone in a corner, doing with the task that you just tell them to do or whatever, I don't think they're going to be that into the task. They might meet the task.
Feelings that go, it is hard to describe, and I'm actually glad that we're talking about it because, I want to say, just be there and partner with your kids, and it helps. And honestly, like, it does solve so many. I mean, it solves a lot more problems than just the few we've mentioned, but it's hard to describe exactly what that feels like and what that changes. You just gotta try it. You just gotta do it. You gotta do it.
Just try it. I think it goes right along with like you said, like tossing stress out. I just feel like it's something simple where you don't have to read a lot into it necessarily. You're like,
just let it work.
Yeah, you can do it, and then like you were talking about at work, like it kind of sounds like it was less stressful for you, like with the project and everything that was going on with it. That it felt like you had less stress just yourself because you were there and involved and saw what was going on.
Yeah, you were excited. When you came home, you were like, this day was great.
Well, okay, like the less stress part came around because being there actually helped get a lot more work done because I was able to watch them do their work, like guide them. Guide them. I was aware of how the tasks were going. I was aware of the progress, and me being there like in the middle of it meant more active engagement from me to getting the project done. I think it's just natural that if you're in the environment, you're going to be more actively contributing to the environment compared to when you're like outside of the environment and remotely
you're just expecting it to get done.
Yeah.
So go ahead and give it a try. Just try it. Try it for a week and see how it feels. I have other problems I think it solves, and we'll probably talk more about it because it's one of the biggest things that I teach.
Yeah, give it a shot. Pull your desk out in front of your kids. Stare them down like a hawk.
And see how everybody feels.
Yes.
Everyone's going to feel great, I promise.
Right.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.